because our first game involves one of your regular protagonists, and it's RB Leipzig versus Atalanta. RB Leipzig minus 125 off an unbelievable win at the weekend. So dominant. And if you followed the advice from Bundesliga, a plus 275. And obviously we had the over 3 goals as well. Atalanta at plus 335. Disappointing from them at the weekend and getting beat at home 3-1 by Napoli. The draw is at plus 290, but the under-over is at 2.5. But it's juiced at minus 160. So maybe you look at the alternate lines. Alex, RB Leipzig going from strength to strength. Atalanta not at full strength themselves. May just have to try and be a little bit conservative here.
Yeah, Atalanta with huge ups and downs this season, huge, and most important is that still Duvan Zapata, and I think that is till the rest of the season is missing, and you can see that in their game. It's clear that their best striker is missing. Also against Napoli, I think that they were nowhere to be found. They dominated the first half of the match, but they went immediately two goals down. You know, Insigne and Politano, and after that, Elmas made it 3-1, and that's about it. On the other side, as you mentioned, RB Leipzig with a huge win, and with more impressive it was that they let it the ball because if you look at the stats a little bit and if you watch the game, Dortmund dominated. You know, it was so clever from RB Leipzig to win the ball in very dangerous areas and to strike on the break. And again,
we called that, didn't we? Did we not say
exactly.
that is exactly how the game would go? And Leipzig would go up, then obviously Dortmund would overgo, and Leipzig would then just put them to the sword.
Exactly, and I was praying for that Dortmund goal, you know, because I had also the Alex Classic in that game, and when they were 3-0, I said, "Oh my God, what we are doing here?" You know. But happily, Dortmund scored, and after that, RB Leipzig closed it in style. In my opinion, RB Leipzig are the second favorites to win this competition. I see a final with Barcelona. What a nice game we'll have if that will happen. I think that it will be the most entertaining game of the season, in my opinion, because RB Leipzig, as you saw against Dortmund and also against other teams, they are not afraid of playing football. They are not afraid of going from strength to strength with any team, no matter the name of the team. So against Atalanta, and most important at home, I know that you will say to me that Atalanta have a better record on the road than on their turf, but I think that RB Leipzig right now, full of confidence, scoring goals for fun, and what is very important is the fact that many players are scoring in that RB Leipzig team. Not only in Kunku or Silva or whoever, you know. They have also a Dani Olmo that played a great role against Dortmund. So I don't know, but I fancy RB Leipzig to win. And yes, if we're talking about goals, the minus 160 is too low for me to take. But I think that we will have at least 3 goals on the score sheet.
Yeah, I see Leipzig, Roman, exactly the same as when we sniffed out Real Betis, hitting form and hitting confidence, scoring goals, and just basically beating everyone before them. I see that RB Leipzig minus 125. I wouldn't go too mad, but I think that RB Leipzig minus 1 is a complete free hit. But if you don't want to complicate it, the minus 125 Leipzig far too strong in nearly every single department at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I think Leipzig are in great form at the moment. And if you're maybe afraid that Atalanta could kind of surprise them, then just go for goals because, I mean, Leipzig are guaranteed goals, especially in European competitions. In their last 6 games in Europe, they've scored 16 goals. That's 2.7 goals per game. So, I mean, their offensive capabilities are just fantastic. And as Alex said, you know, they're not shy of going forward. If they have to wait, they'll wait. But they're going to have the breaks, they're going to have the counters, or they're going to try and control the game if they see an opportunity. So, I mean, they have plenty of quality. They score plenty of goals. I mean, playing at home, I think it's a great shot, you know. So for me, Atalanta are a bit unfortunate to maybe not going through their best streak. Some injuries there, and losing against Napoli is definitely going to affect their confidence a bit. But they're going to try and keep it up because in Europe, I think they surprised us quite a lot with comfortably getting past Bayer Leverkusen, even though in the second leg they were missing their most important players, but in the first game, they still were pretty good. But I just don't see them doing the same thing against Leipzig, and I think they should get the win, at least in this first leg.
I think that if we're talking a little bit about the stats, as Roman mentioned a little bit, it's very important to say that RB Leipzig have only lost once in the last 15 fixtures across all competitions. Each of their European fixtures this season produced over 2.5 goals in the match, so every single one of them. And also both teams to score have landed in 7 of their 8 European fixtures this season. So if you are brave enough to go with RB Leipzig to win and both teams to score, or RB Leipzig to win and over 2.5 goals in the match, or only go for the Alex Classic and doesn't matter who wins this game, both teams to score and over 2.5, I think that all of those are winning material, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I found one at plus 150, and I'm going to add it. I mean, I haven't done it as the official because, again, I thought there was so much value. I wanted to be a little bit patient. I've gone for Leipzig to be winning at half-time at plus 150. I just cannot. I think Leipzig come out the traps. I don't think Atalanta can defend. And also with Atalanta, they haven't got the pace and energy on the break. So they're going to have to try and sit back and almost subdue a home side who are like a runaway train. I see, as you said earlier, Leipzig's movement, Leipzig's belief, and this is the big thing that you see with Leipzig, as we did with Betis when we was on the back of them, is they have so much confidence in their teammates. So, and I mean by that is they pass the ball and they make runs because they know that is either going to give the player on the ball more time or they're going to give the player on the ball more options. So for me, I really like Leipzig half-time, just 45 minutes, maybe 46, plus 150.
You would say that Atalanta already played German side in the previous round. They played Leverkusen and they won both games, home on the road. The second leg was in Germany and they won 1-0, but after Leverkusen dominating the entire game. But you have to look deep into these matches because as we previously talked about in the Bundesliga show, Leverkusen are without their most important player, their playmaker, Florian Wirtz, who is out till the end of the season, and their right back, Frimpong, again till the end of the season. And most important, their top scorer, Patrick Schick, was out for both legs. So here with RB Leipzig is different. They have all the players at their disposal for this double leg tie, and they are on fire. They are scoring goals for fun, and that's it. They are the better team, in my opinion.
I'm look in the chat. We've got Blue Shark saying Atalanta to win. I don't see
that.
Yeah,
I think that
Atalanta scored in like the 90
the type of guy that wants to go. Okay, everybody is on Leipzig.
Squares.
Okay,
you can go against the squares. The sharps don't always win, but in this case, and what about Leipzig, Roman? Because obviously I'm going to put the official picks up along the bottom. But what about Leipzig at minus 140 to qualify over the 2 legs?
I think that's also a very reasonable bet, honestly. They're clearly the favorites for me. Even though Atalanta are a dangerous side, they can also score goals. But we've been saying that it's tricky, to take into account what happened against Leverkusen, because as Alex just mentioned, there are lots of setbacks for Leverkusen, which actually helped Atalanta in a way. And they're just not given that confidence they would be giving against teams such as Napoli, as we saw in the Serie A, where they would be usually a competitive side which would fight until the end. But they got pretty much thrashed in that game. So, I mean, it's hard to see Atalanta getting through. And honestly, I think it would make a lot of sense to go for Leipzig qualifying.
So if you are scared of betting on Leipzig or betting on Atalanta to win this game, just go for goals. Goals all around. The Alex Classic, both teams to score and over 2.5. And no matter who wins, you cash.
Yeah, I like the 3-1 though. I like the 2-0 at half-time. I get my plus 150 because I've added that. RB Leipzig and over 1.5 goals at plus 140 from Roman. Roman does like his value. RB Leipzig moneyline minus 125, not complicating it. And for me, it is Leipzig half-time, just to be leading at half-time at a massive plus 150. And I think all three of us agree. Thumbs up that Leipzig go through?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so Leipzig go through. There's your minus 140. If you wanted to do a qualification parlay, maybe.